Okay, I think we can get started. Let me just make sure that we got everything going here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. I gave you a couple of questions the other day, just to give you some practice, which the questions that I called exam question practice. For those of you who are preparing for L4M5, a diploma module in commercial negotiations. So I'm going to go through the questions and we are going to answer them together. Good stuff. So let's start. The first question was, so we got a colleague here. Just want to move this guy to the side. A colleague has suggested that the approach your organization should take to establish an agreement is to encourage the other party to accept the merits of your case with no concessions made on your side. What is your colleague recommending? Now, what I want to do is, and it's not important that you see my face, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, so what is important here, ladies and gentlemen, is that you understand what each of these options mean: accommodation, cohesion, persuasion, so that you will be able to come up with the correct answer. So let's go through them. What is accommodation? Firstly, number A, is accommodation the right answer? Now, accommodation is accepting the other side's case without requiring it to make concession. All right? Is this what we are talking about here? And you obviously see that it is not. What about cohesion? Now, cohesion, which is B, is insisting that the other side meets your demands with an element of threat if they do not. This is like using force. Is this what we're trying to do? The answer is no. What about the next one, which is C, persuasion? Now, persuasion is a concept where you trying to convince somebody so that they can agree to what you are proposing. And it sounds almost like what we're talking about here. But let's look at problem solving, D. Problem solving is working together to remove the divergence in goals or interests, seeking a win-win solution so that there is no need to negotiate. And you see here that it is neither A, B, or D. So the answer is persuasion. This is what we are trying to achieve here. Okay, hope you got it. Let's go to the next one. It says a fire has seriously damaged the premises accompanied by Billy Company's headquarters. As a result, the marketing, procurement, HR, and finance have to share to reduce space and a limited number of computers, which is causing disagreements and poor working relations. You have been tasked with leading a negotiation between the heads of the functions to resolve these problems. And it is just right, because procurement people are normally the ones to lead negotiations in organizations, okay? Why? Because negotiation is an art that must be learned. And if you don't learn it, if you have never learned it, it will be difficult for you to do it. And you are learning negotiations, obviously, so you can deal with any type of negotiations. Now, the question is, what type of conflict is Billy's company's functions are having? The conflict between marketing, procurement, HR, and finance. Okay. So let's look at the answers here that are available. So the answer is C here, okay? Resource conflict arises where groups compete for resources such as space and equipment, okay? Option A will arise, which is institutionalized conflict, where separate institutions, and you see that these are internal organizations. So this one is fairly easy. So it is not institutionalized. Why? Because we do not have separate institutions such as trade unions management who are in different organizations are in conflict. What about option B, which is line staff? Now, option B arises between operational functions such as production or sales and support function such as HR or finance. And then we have option D, which arises where interest groups exercise whatever power they can amass to influence the goals, criteria, or processes used in organizational decision-making to advance their own interest. And that is what option D is. Of course, it is not political, all right? So it is important. Now, there is a very fine line between C and B. Why? Because the C is talking about the resource conflict and B is talking about line staff. Now, this one is not talking about staff within a department. It is talking about departments fighting for resources. I hope you understand that when it is a resource conflict, I mean, when it is a line conflict, it becomes line staff conflict. It becomes within the department itself. So, for example, buyer against buyer or HR practitioner against HR practitioner. Then it becomes like a line staff conflict. Okay, let's go to the next. The third one is, how should a negotiation team seek to handle a stakeholder which has high power but low interest in relation to a particular negotiation? Now, this is talking about the Mendelow's power matrix, the power and interest matrix that you should look at. Now, if we look at the correct answer here is C, which is do whatever is required to keep the stakeholders satisfied. Now, this is a stakeholder who has high power but low interest. Okay, you do not mess with this such a stakeholder, because they got every stakeholder with high power. Don't mess with it, because they can use that power to try and mess up or try and disturb your project. Now, according to Mendelow's stakeholder matrix, when a stakeholder currently has little interest in the matter in hand, but wields great deals of power, the key is to keep them satisfied so that they do not develop a greater interest and therefore become a key player. You want them to be satisfied. All right. So the answer there is C. Now, question 4 is, your team has determined that the outcome they are seeking from an upcoming negotiation is win-win. What style of negotiation is the team adopting? Okay, now distributive type of negotiation, which is A, distributive type of negotiation, which is A, is talking about negotiations that are seeking for a win-lose, okay? Then task-oriented type of negotiation are negotiations that are based on a task. And these are neither here nor there. They could either be distributive, they could be competitive, but they're based on a task. Then integrative, or they can be competitive, or they can be integrative. The correct answer is integrative, because integrative negotiation is win-win. Integrative is also called collaborative. So the answer for you is D. Let's look at the next one. If we apply the Thomas-Kilmann instrument, when one party to a negotiation aimed at resolving conflict is cooperative but unassertive, that party is said to be what? You know that the Thomas-Kilmann has got the assertiveness in the vertical direction and cooperative in the horizontal direction. The more assertive you are, the higher you go up on the vertical line, and the more cooperative you are, the further you go up to the right. Now, in this case, it is fairly clear the answer is A, because you are trying to accommodate. You're not, when you are cooperative, you are allowing somebody else to do what they want. An accommodating negotiator is cooperating about satisfying the other person's concerns, but you are unassertive about your own concerns, okay? They concede the issues without a fight, to preserve harmony. This is effectively a lose-win outcome, okay? In B, like avoiding, an avoiding negotiator is both uncooperative and unassertive. In C, a compromising negotiator trades the middle ground, okay? They are right in the center of the Thomas-Kilmann's instrument matrix there. So that is compromising. All right. Now, D, a collaborative negotiator is most assertive and cooperative, seeking a valuable win-win. They are right on the top right quadrant when they are collaborative. So in this case, we are talking about an accommodative type of negotiator. In which of the following cases is an integrative style of negotiation more appropriate than a distributive style? Remember, integrative means win-win. Distributive means win-lose. So in which of these is it appropriate? 6 is B. Okay. Integrative collaborative negotiation is most constructive and the most constructive and sustainable approach. If the key objective is to maintain ongoing positive working relationships between the parties, and that is answer B. We don't need to go through the others because they're obvious. Let's look at 7. I hope you are enjoying it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the YouTube with your friends. Let's help each other get to the MSIPs, the other side of the qualification. I hope you are enjoying this. Okay, do make your comments as well and let us know any of the videos or the concepts you'd like us to explain or to talk about, and we'll gladly do that for you. Let's look at number 7. A negotiator who develops an aspiring charisma and excellent interpersonal communication and influencing skills is improving. What are they improving? It is their referent power. Referent power has to do with charisma and excellent excellent interpersonal skills, okay? So it's referent power, a person power which emanates from a person's attractive and inspiring personality, image, or charisma, their interpersonal communication and influencing skills. If you look at cohesive power, it is the power to threaten sanctions, so it is not the one. If you look at which one is the next, it is resource power, which is B. It is derived from recognized control over resources, and then position power. Position power is the legal or formal power that you have according to the structure. So it is not inspiring or charisma. So here, in this case, the answer is A. In which of the following cases is an integrative style of negotiation more appropriate than a distributive style? I'll give you the answer. It is B. Number 8 is B. A transactional relationship such as this contains a high degree of trust than an arm's length or adversarial. You need to know the kind of relationships that exist in negotiation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go to the last one. And I think this is the very last one. All right, the very last one is talking about the let me go there. All right. Your organization has a relationship with this company, a supplier that is characterized by regular dealings, which are seen in the terms of multi-source, one-off commercial deals aimed at securing competitive price and transaction efficiency. On the relationship spectrum, which would be characterized as it would be number C. Okay, I didn't label them there. So it's A, B, C, the third one from the top, adversarial. Where the supplier is more powerful than the buyer, the supplier will dominate so that the buyer will have problems in obtaining an equal share of the risk and rewards of cooperating over the long term. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I like to make it short and sweet so that doesn't bore you. But give us a comment. Let us know anything else that you'd like us to address. Whatever is bothering you, we will be able to address it and help you get to the MCQs. Thank you for joining in, and we will see you soon in another video.